For a closer look at this new organization and its agenda, we're joined once again by our expert in Latin American affairs, Christopher Sabatini, the Senior Director of Policy at the Council of the Americas. Always good to see you.
It's great to be back.
All right, well, let's talk about this group. Why did they want to form the regional group? What's their motivation?
The two reasons, first of all, I mean, the last couple decades with the increase in economic growth in the region, you're looking at a region that's much more, it's feeling its own sort of diplomatic muscle, and it wants to assert that. But second of all, it reflects really the fundamental weakness and increasing irrelevance of what preceded before the Organization of American States, which was created in the late 1940s, which had the United States and had Canada. It has become increasingly irrelevant. And we've seen this in a series of crises in Honduras and even most recently in Haiti.
All right, so I get the why, but how? How are they going to implement this? How effective are they going to be?
I think that's a question. I mean, it isn't clear. I mean, they're really just basically starting this as a way of sort of being against something. They want to basically exclude the United States and Canada. And like it or not, the U.S. is the 800-pound gorilla in the region with all the sins and problems that brings. And when the OAS was originally created, part of the idea was to really shackle the United States, tie it down through international norms to be a better neighbor. Now, by excluding them, I don't think they'll get what they want. But also, if an agenda built only to exclude is not really an agenda upon which you can build a very robust and active diplomatic mission.
Well, it didn't get off to a great start in the sense that diplomacy seemed to unravel pretty quickly, name-calling and some ill feelings.
Yeah, this was caliente diplomacy, I guess you'd say. We had Hugo Chavez was called by President of Colombia, was told to be a man and get back in the room because he marched out. Luckily, it was resolved by Raul Castro and Felipe Calderon, odd bed partners there as well. But you're facing severe divisions within this region, and that will seriously hamper its ability to carry out this mission. But also, again, in the level of funding. The United States pays for 39% of the operating budget of the Organization of American States, the OAS. It's unclear who will pay for this sort of more ambitious endeavor that will only be Latin America, especially in a region where there's 40% poverty.
Well, one of the first issues they began to discuss was a story that we brought up here, and that is the issue of the Falklands and the growing tensions over oil drilling there on the part of the British. What did this organization decide? How did it approach that?
They basically agreed to back and stand in solidarity to Argentina and its complaints that the British, in sending down a oil rig to begin to explore for oil in the Falklands, basically sort of violated or showed a lack of respect for Argentina's claims to the island. I think what will end up happening is that probably England will end up having to take this over for international mediation because they've spoken with one clear voice, and the Argentines, irrespective of their problems in 1982, definitely demonstrate, I think, a legitimate claim to the need for greater respect in international forums.
So you don't think that this particular decision by this new group is going to deter the British immediately?
No, it will not. Hopefully what it will do is put some pressure on them to begin to raise this in international fora for mediation.
Chris Sabatini, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Martin.